think he likes it.
It's your sister.
Say baby.
What is it? Is that the bear? It's making, your mama's making that noise, huh? You better hide, huh?
You gotta hide.
You gotta put her in the lap.
Well, hello. I cannot believe I am here talking about this already, but I am now, let's say 4 days postpartum. My little one is here. Birth story to come. I don't think I'm gonna do like a whole sit down birth story video like I did with my son. It has been a roller coaster last couple of days. I did not expect to already have my daughter here. No one did. I was supposed to have been 38 weeks right now, 38 weeks and like 3 days or whatever, but here we are. I was scheduled to actually have a repeat C-section on this Friday, May 8th. That was supposed to have been her birthday. I went in for my 38-week appointment and my blood pressure was slightly elevated from my normal. Not to say it was bad at all, slightly elevated from my normal. So I guess that's something that a lot of OBGYNs are like really trying to pay attention to nowadays. I think they always did, but I think like right now they're really paying attention to that for some reason, because like everyone was like, yeah, you definitely needed this. And I'm like, but did I? Like, was this necessary? I don't know. So it was slightly elevated. They sent me to triage and a few hours later, I had my baby. So I'll go more into detail and give my whole birth story and just the experience and everything that went on. This one, I will say, has been a lot. It's been a lot more painful, but it's been a lot easier to adapt and become a family of 4. I think it's because she is such a great baby. She has been so far. She's only 4 days old, but she has been such a dream that I think it's really helped me be able to accept the fact I'm now a mom of 2, family of 4. Really helped me learn about my body more. Like the first go around, it was a shock. Seeing what your body looks like after you have a baby is a shocking thing. It is something that will make you like kind of uncomfortable at first and a little bit like grossed out, to be honest. I remember that being something that like almost made me woozy. This time, the only time I felt woozy was when they told me when I took my first shower I needed to take off the dressing for my C-section. I got so woozy and dizzy from that I had to sit down and the nurse had to come in and help me shower, and well, not really help me shower, but she had to help me get the dressing off, and then she kind of sat with me for a second until I came to it better. But that was only 24 hours after I gave birth. So 24 hours after I had major surgery. So I'm not totally mad at myself. I was mad at myself that I was so weak that shower, because my first shower, like I went through all of this with my son, and I keep trying to act like I didn't go through all of this, but I did. I went through every single thing I'm going through right now with my son, and then some with breastfeeding and all this different stuff. But I just feel like the recovery this time has been, I don't know if I can keep saying harder. It's not the recovery that's harder. It is the pain. My pain level is a lot higher than before. I don't know, but my sweetheart is here. I introduced her on Instagram yesterday. She's not met family. It's a very sad time. We're very joyous, obviously, that she's here, and we've been celebrating that she's here with everybody, but it is a very different time. I will say it's very pleasant, though, that we get to adapt to being a family of 4 and adapting to our new environment without the distractions. We're able to just kind of get used to things, have things situated. And I remember with my son, it's like everyone wants to come over and bring stuff and they want to come hang out, and it's harder to adapt to your new life when you have so many people coming over and so many just different things going on. This has been a very different experience, it just being us 4. That's the upside, is that it is very sad that people can't meet her, but also at the same time, as our core family, like us four, we're bonding very, very well because we don't have all the outside stuff. And I think any parent understands what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that I don't want people here. It's just a different experience, and that's the only thing I can say about it. They did a drive-by parade for us, kept our social distancing, which was so depressing. But so sweet. It was so nice that they did it. It just was so depressing that we couldn't just pass her off. We couldn't go hug our family. We couldn't go, you know, hug our nieces and nephews and tell them how much we love them. I mean, we could tell them, but we couldn't just like go hug our family, and it sucked. And they couldn't come, you know, touch her and meet her and smell her and kiss her. It does suck. Like, it's not ideal. Also with my job, I didn't take time off. So like this really helped me, you know, just get right to it because I'm working today, and we took her to her first appointment, and one of my clients was so sweet, and she's like, just take the whole week off and enjoy your family. And maybe what I'll do instead is still work, but I'll work like behind the scenes. I'll get like stuff done so that I'm ahead of the game, which was what I was supposed to have done this entire week anyway for her birth on Friday, but she's already here. So anyways, my milk has already come in. Breastfeeding has been great. She is a fantastic nurser. She only lost 5% of her body weight, so that's great because babies can lose up to 10% before the pediatrician starts to like try and tell you need to feed them more or whatever it is. So 5% is super good. Her percentages are much lower than my son. My son was always 99.9 in everything, but then again, I didn't really think about it, but he was 41 weeks and 2 days when he was born, so he was already a big baby. He was already ahead of the game, and I don't believe that they're comparing her to like her adjusted age. I think they're just comparing her to all other, you know, babies who are 4 days old. I don't know, I don't really know how that goes, but I just feel like that probably is a big deal, but she was born sooner. Breastfeeding is going fine. I do have bleeding and cracked and not so pretty nipples, but to be honest, as far as my pain tolerance and all of that goes, I feel like I'm doing better this time. I'm accepting of it more. I expected it. It wasn't a shock. When it came to my son and it hurt those times, like it was a shock. I freaked. It was terrible. It was like just torture. It was awful, but I knew that this time going into it. And I understand that positioning and all these different things play a role. So like it sucks when you first, you know, have your C-section and then you're trying to feed your child. What sucks is like you're trying to heal, but yet you're trying to take care of a human and you're trying to feed a human, and it's really hard, and I didn't have the strength all the time to put her in the most like perfect position. So really since day one it has hurt, whereas with my son it didn't start hurting until like day 4 or 5 when my milk came in. But she's better at latching. She stays latched, whereas my son would kind of, I don't know, I felt like he would unlatch a lot, and he would relatch, like that was it. He would like unlatch and then relatch to his liking, and his liking was too shallow. Whereas when I latch her on like with a good latch, she'll stay. I think it's just both of us. I think we're both just, I'm more confident, so I think it's easier for her to kind of adapt to a confident mom and a confident situation. I was not confident with my son. Anyway, that's a lot of rambling. My princess is here. Definitely follow my Instagram. You guys know that's kind of where I tend to be most of the time. I really love Instagram, so definitely follow me over there. We've had a hard time with my dog. I don't know if maybe she was fed scraps or not from my mom, or when people came over. I don't really know what their like situation was or anything. I know my mom loves to spoil dogs, so I have a feeling that she got a little bit more scraps than she's used to, so it's kind of made her sick. So the last 2 nights, we've been home for 2 days, and both nights my dog has thrown up. And she doesn't just throw up on the floor, she has to throw up on my son's play mat, which is where we like freak out because we're like, well, now we really have to like decon this. Try not to keep vlog footage that's like unnecessary so that we can hurry up and catch up, since we are now a family of 4. I'm rambling, can you tell? We're tired. It sucked. Cleaning up dog puke in the middle of the night. My husband has been incredible. I feel like with my son, I don't know, I think it did go that way. I think with my son, my husband would get up, change him, and then I would feed him, and you know, my husband would go back to sleep or whatever. Or I don't know, I feel like we probably did the same type of thing, but like my son always laid next to me, whereas now she lays next to him, and he will kind of make sure the pacifier is in her mouth and stuff like that. So like, anyways, what I was trying to say is my husband has been up every single night with her, mainly because, again, like I said, this recovery has been a lot harder as far as pain wise. I have to take pain medicine this time, and being that this is my second kid, again, it doesn't affect me the same that it did with my son. I never took pain meds because I was so afraid it would affect him, and I've definitely learned it doesn't affect the the babies at all if you take pain medicine. And I've noticed, because of the fact that I have a toddler, I have to have my pain under control. It's better, like it's almost a good thing to take your medicine, because you can actually live like a human being. Whereas last time I never took my medicine. Didn't have a lot of pain with my C-section though, just with my breast. I feel like maybe if I took a little bit more medicine with him when it came to my breast, maybe I could have had a better experience with the whole thing. I don't know. So I'm not putting pressure on myself as far as like, oh, don't take medicine. I'm due for medicine right now, and I'm probably not going to take it until I need it. I feel actually really, really good right now. So I feel like every day I'm gonna get better and better, and I have a whole story for you guys. I can't wait to just like, I keep saying get caught up, but now I'm a mom of 2, so who knows when that'll happen. I don't do well when I feel like I'm like really getting behind, but my husband took my son out for a walk. I cried the first time I saw my son, mainly because number one, I missed him so much, but also because he is a teenager now. And it aged him. It made my little baby boy a big boy. And I have the biggest heart right now. Like, I love her as much as I love him. I love them both like equally. And it's like, I feel like I don't know how I ever lived without her. Honestly, she's been here 4 days and I have no idea how I ever lived my life without her. And she just feels like she's always been part of the family. And it's such a surreal feeling, but I just feel like she has always been part of it. We weren't a family of 3 this whole time. We were a family of 4. I mean, obviously we were a family of 3, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it just made me so sad just seeing him so big. Like, I couldn't believe it. Another thing that's weird is that it did make me feel like it changed him into a different person. And so I will say what's weird is I remember my son being her. Like, she was, like, he was much bigger than her. She's very, very tiny. But that was my relationship with my son. And I remember all these things I'm going through with her, I went through with my son. And so it's hard to realize that she and he are 2 different people, and he's a different person now. Like, he's not this little boy that needs to breastfeed or needs me 24/7 or what have you. Like, he's now a big brother. He's now a big boy. He's now my firstborn. He's my, I don't know. It made him a different person. And I hope people don't take that the wrong way. Like, take that for what it is. It just made him a different person. He's now just my big boy. He's not my little baby. He's always gonna be my baby, but he's not like my baby, you know? I'm rambling, so I'm gonna drink some more coffee. I've not been drinking barely any, and it's so funny because now I can have like 100 cups if I wanted. Yes, I'm breastfeeding, so no, I'm not doing that. But I definitely can have more than I could when I was pregnant, and I barely can drink anything. I am doing a lot better at forcing myself to drink water. Last time I did not. I didn't drink nearly enough water as I needed to with my son. I'm forcing myself to eat, which I never ate with my son. So I just think overall I'm doing better mentally. I'm doing better than I did with my son, but at the same time the pain is just higher because I think the surgery was way longer. Again, I'll go into that later, but an update for now. I'm gonna get some stuff done while she's being good and I have the house a little bit to myself. Oh no!